For the very first time, we are hearing from police about what happened during that officer-involved shooting near the UC campus. Radio traffic from that night was released to us just minutes ago. Listen in.
Is this a police officer did the shooting, or is this someone else?
Yeah, the police officer.
In a report issued within the last hour, the officer says he was forced to shoot. A second officer saying that Ray Tensing, the officer in question, was dragged by the suspect's vehicle. That's just a taste of what we're learning from this report.
That's right. And as promised, we are on your side with every breaking detail in this investigation as it continues. Our Tom McKee continues our coverage right now with the officer's side of the story and new information from the prosecutors. Tom?
Well, basically what we have is we know the basics of this story. Officer Ray Tensing saw a vehicle driven by Sam Dubose at Vine and McMillan Streets, followed him down Vine Street to Rice and Thill Streets in Mount Auburn. And that's where the incident report that we've just gotten today says things turned from routine to tragic.
The report of UC Officer Eric Weibel says he was on patrol Sunday when he heard Officer Ray Tensing screaming over the radio, "Shots fired, shots fired." Other UC officers sped to the scene, notifying Cincinnati police along the way. At Rice and Valencia, Officer Weibel came across Officer Tensing. According to the report, Officer Tensing stated that he was attempting a traffic stop when at some point he began to be dragged by a male black driver. The report continues. Officer Tensing stated that he was almost run over by the driver of the Honda Accord and was forced to shoot the driver. One shot was fired, fatally wounding Dubose, whose car traveled a full city block before crashing. Officer Tensing complained of left arm pain at the scene, and his colleagues noticed that the back of his pants and shirt looked as if it had been dragged across a rough surface. At that point, Officer Tensing was taken to UC Medical Center for treatment.
Now, Officer Tensing was wearing a body camera that night, and video from that incident has been turned over to the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office. A grand jury today began preliminary review of that information, which we purport to believe contains a review of that video. Of course, the Dubose family and many civic organizations do not want any delays. They want that tape released right now so everybody can see exactly what has happened, and that's been the pattern of most officer-involved shootings or other serious crimes in the city for quite some time. But Joe Dieters says he's not going to release it. He says the law is on his side, and to release it, he says, would taint the grand jury process. He'll release it at some point, but not right now, according to a statement earlier today. Tom McKee, 9 on your side, live at UC's Clifton campus.